What is going on, everybody? It is me again. It is time to lean in, bitch, for the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion part one. It has been 2 weeks since we have been here, and we actually have a full panel despite Antonio's low budgetness. He's here. He'll be back in the second shot. We all experience this every once in a while. What's going on, Antonio? What's going on to the full panel? We have been here this entire season talking about this crazy season, and here we are at the reunion in our blue. Everybody got on that little blue. You know, they wore that little blue. So, you know, I ain't got no rhinestones like Gizelle, but I'm definitely giving Cookie Monster really. So that was my inspiration. And yes, what's going on, Jazz, Asia, Danny, and Antonio? How y'all doing?
Good. How about you?
Hello.
I'm struggling. My voice is barely hanging on, if you can tell. I had a weekend in Atlanta, as Chase knows. So, yeah. And Chad. I was with Chad, too. I think they may have drugged me, child. I don't know. Allegedly.
It's so many allegations going on.
Allegedly.
Already.
The Cortez, Gizelle, Brian. Got it.
Now I'm Cortez Deborah, Gizelle Brian. Lastly, what's going on to everybody in the chat? I saw April was here earlier checking in. David's been a while. I see you in a long time, David. Nushka, Zulma, MJ, Dwayne, I think Nye text me. So he's probably in the chat. Derek text me. Sorry for the short notice on the actual link and for this show because I've been flying all day, so I didn't put the link above. But we here. Let's like this video. Let's subscribe to the channel, and let's get into this part one, which I thought was actually pretty entertaining. What did y'all think? Did y'all feel like it was a good start for the reunion?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
It was all right.
It was all right.
It was okay.
Not easily impressed.
Wait, so Jazz and Danny, y'all thought it was just okay?
It was okay, but I do appreciate that hopefully they're going to build up, whereas normally we get a strong first episode, weak second, then a decent third. Hopefully they're building up. I would like Asia. I was entertained, but I wasn't like, whoa, I've been waiting 35 episodes for this.
It was you know what they you know how they break the segments up into like what he gonna talk about. If you like based off my notes, it really was only 3. It was just 3 and really 2.5 because the end. I mean, it kind of went to be continued. They spent a lot of time on these segments. I'll say that and what they're talking about. So let's go ahead and get into it. Like I said, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let us know in the comments what you thought about the reunion for part one. So as an intro, they start out the intro actually about Robyn. And I know TKC was excited when he saw this. All the other La Robins.
All the other 3.
Because it seems like they're really trying to hype up this whole Robyn thing. But my thing is, if they're going to keep doing this, they need to go ahead and make a decision. They're going to keep her or they're not going to keep her. But I think they're going to keep her based off of some things that they talk about. I think they're really trying to build a Candiace versus Robyn storyline. I think that's what they're working on. So if she decides to take a pay cut, which they probably will give her, I think that'll be a leading storyline next season. But we'll see. So they start off with Robyn and the podcast and how she came out like 2-3 weeks ago. Almost a month ago now. And then they talk about the interview with Andy, and it goes into the actual reunion. Andy's walking around to everybody. He's just asking everybody how about their looks. And he asks Karen specifically, should Charisse be at the reunion? And Karen says, yes. You know, y'all have been filming with her, and y'all been placing her wherever y'all could put her. So yeah, she should be there. I said shade. And I don't know if she knew in this moment if Charisse was going to be there or not. I guess she probably just. I don't think they know who are going to be there, or maybe they do. I don't know. But she answered, and then they get to sitting in the seating chart. In the seating chart, they're just as confused as we are. Now, Andy does explain later why. I guess some logic behind it. I didn't understand it then. It still makes sense, but we'll talk about that when we get to it. But I wanted to ask y'all: did anybody look better? Like now that we're actually seeing the reunion than they did in the actual pictures.
Wendy.
I'm gonna say Mia for me.
Mia.
I was gonna say Mia too.
Mia is actually
not as pleasant.
Yeah, she didn't look bad. Actually, I was like, okay, like I was. The hair, I'm not the biggest fan of that whole Elvira looking thing she got going on, but it looked better. I will say that.
She's the only one I ended up liking when I saw them sitting down.
Yeah.
You know what made me really upset was the fact that not only was Gizelle's dress ugly, with the rhinestones, but they had to nerve not even to finish it. The rhinestones stopped at the front. And I was like, the hell?
It might have popped when she sat down.
Yeah,
they could have went around the entire dress. I don't know. I just feel like at this point, girl, the dress taken and it ran around.
They just did the front.
This is crazy.
And she got a bird nest on.
They just did the front.
Yeah, it was a mess.
Right.
But everybody
they cut her up and they put a toupee on top.
You said what, Jasmine?
I said they flipped her up and just put a toupee on top of it.
Yeah, it was real frizzy. And she looked like Miss Frizzle. She looked like Miss Frizzle. You know Miss Frizzle from Magic School Bus? She looked like her. That was what she had. Ashley, I don't know if she got a tan, but that hair, the more and more I looked at it, it got worse. It went from worse to worse. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. Her dress, okay, sure, but that hair, the color, the bob, it was not looking good. And I'm like, why did she do this?
Y'all stay on this show being like, well, she's a cute girl. No, she's not. She's not.
No,
she has moments where she looks nice. This wasn't one of them.
Yeah.
She doesn't have nice looking moments.
It's appropriation. Yeah.
That is breaking those off.
You said what?
Robyn is too then.
She is. I'm not gonna disagree.
You know what? Robyn's dress didn't look bad on camera. I thought her dress looked okay. Okay.
It was forgettable. The same way it was when on the pictures, it was forgettable.
It's like a piece of jello.
Yeah. I don't know. So they kind of start off by doing introductions to everybody, and we find out that apparently Gizelle and Ashley are like hooking each other up with these winter house, summer house men. We do know that Ashley has been dating the guy Luke, and they no longer date anymore. And apparently the guy that Gizelle is talking to now, she met from Ashley hooking her up with them or whatever. I guess I don't know. Robyn's talking about her marriage. Karen is yawning. I holler because she was probably legit tired, but it was like perfect timing. And then he kind of explains the seat chart, and what he says is that people get along, people don't, so it's a puzzle. And I said, what the fuck is that?
Easily fixed, but
it just didn't make sense. I mean, I'm sorry. It didn't make sense at all. Did anybody?
All he had to do was move Robyn and Mia to the other couch, move Wendy to the couch with Candiace and Karen, and then when he brought Jacqueline out, set her beside Wendy, which is what he's gonna do anyway. And when he brought out Cherise and her back, he set her on the other couch with Mia, Robyn, and
Cherise could have been on satellite from the dressing room.
Cherise didn't have to come, but since she's there,
did not have to be there. I mean, to be honest, she didn't, but they made sure she was there. I don't know why. Okay, so the first segment was they talk about Ashley and her divorce or whatever the hell it is. Shout out to Asia drinking her champagne. That was Rihanna, right? Was that Rihanna? Is it right? Yeah. Happy birthday to my queen on this day. But in this first segment, they're talking about Ashley and her divorce. You know, we know that Ashley started the season off with talking about the divorce. She had went through a journey of buying a home with the man, and nobody really understood what the hell she was doing. They felt like, is she really getting divorced? Like, what's happening? It was always a mystery, right? Yeah. And so, And so in this moment, that we find out that she does have her new home. Michael has a key. He lives 7 minutes away, and he can come in as he pleases as long as he has an hour notice. That's what she tells everybody, and everybody just kind of confused. Did y'all catch Mia like really kind of like treating her on the side about all this? Like the more and more she was talking, Mia was just like, I'm like, what's that about? But I don't know.
Her and Robyn were both were talking too. I don't know what Robyn Big Shoulders ass was talking about herself, but she can't even get her motherfucking prenup to nut. So she probably should have been quiet.
Well, you know what? Robyn did a lot of talking at this reunion. We're going to talk about some more stuff. She said that, especially looking at what we know now, she should just sit there and shut the hell up. But in this segment, she says that basically Michael is the reason that her and Luke are no longer together. Now, this is what she says now. And she says that there was a time where, you know, he brought the kids home early and Luke had to get on the mega bus and get back home immediately. He had to go back to New York immediately because the kids came home, and she said she does not want her kids around a new person, which I could understand. At first, I was like, but then I was like, I understand that they're kids and they're like, young kids too. So I get that part. But damn, you have to kick him out like that. It's like she said, "All right, you gotta go." Like,
right, because fuck them kids.
Right, as if she snuck him through the window. Like, I'm like, what the hell? And so Ashley reveals that the prenup did not work in her favor. She does not know how she's gonna pay this mortgage still, this $13,000 mortgage that she has. But she says he's gonna probably help. And Robyn says, "Child support, here we come." And I fell out. I'm like, oh shit, because you talking all this shit, girl. You ain't got no prenup either. But hey, you hear
right.
it. And
That's
so
what I'm saying, her Vienna sausage back ass. I can't stand Robyn. She had a lot of nerve. For real.
They talk about Ashley and her like being monogamous, and then they kind of veer over to Mia, who Mia has expressed she has an open like relationship, but it's not as open because she has kids. But she says that you can't change and do things that you were doing when you got with your man, because that'll make his ass be like you, Ashley. That's what happened to your ass. In so many words.
She basically pointed to her. Basically,
you were like, girl, that's why you ain't got no man now.
Oh, you get him on.
And then they go back on this old comments about, what's her name? Ashley saying that Candiace was the least accomplished person. Basically relating it back to her having to have her mom's help her at the house, and now fast forwarding to Ashley having to get the help from her divorced husband, whatever, to pay for this mortgage. Now, I'm just gonna say this if I pass to y'all. I don't know why they gave this so much attention now, because even then, before the divorce, it was very clear she needed him in terms of for money. Like, let's be clear, she came from under a bridge, so
behind Walmart.
Right. So I'm just saying. So
she really gets on my motherfucking nerves. I really cannot stand Ashley, because it's just the fact that even in that moment, she's telling your ass that you do not even have the bandwidth to tell me that initially. But now you want to sit with your flat ass bomb and then and not even acknowledge that shit was wrong from the jump. Like, I can't. Like, fuck Ashley. She looks like a dingy bra.
But Ashley lying. Ashley ain't walking away broke. Like, Ashley is prepping her storyline for next season. I'm broke. I'm struggling to pay. Ashley ain't walking away broke. Ashley just wants us to think that. I don't believe nothing that comes out of her mouth.
Ashley is walking away with nothing, but she's not walking away. So that's the only reason she's gonna keep money. He has nothing.
Wow, now I agree with TKC for once.
What do you know? What Asia? I think that I think she's keeping them close so she can hold on to money. But I do think that this is not gonna go in her favor. I do think that actually. She ain't that smart.
He gonna mess around and she pay child support.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because peep game. He's a good father. I don't want anybody to think he's not. Girl, you better shut up and act like he a deadbeat, because she might not even get the child support. They live 7 minutes away. He's paying for half the house. Why would he need to do child support when he can retire and have his kids the same amount of time that she does?
Right.
She's fucking dumb. She's stupid. And ain't shit else to it. She's the least accomplished person on this cast, and she might be the least accomplished person at Bravo, at MSNBC, motherfucking Versal.
Now, you know,
she needs to be on Below Deck.
She can't call Sheila for help on that mortgage. Sheila can't help her like Dottie can help Candiace.
She was just lucky.
It's just crazy. Just thinking back, they like Candiace said, what happened to Jack? Like Candiace said, y'all basically gave me hell about this for seasons, about her mom, Mama Dot, and stuff like that. And it was hilarious, but at the end of the day, even back then, it was always evident to me, at least, that, okay, girl, Ashley, you still the land on your back to get your rent paid too. You married to this man. I mean, realistically, that's the only reason why you are who you are at this moment. I mean, you're pageant girl, but money-wise, stuff like that, you would be over there in the kitchen with Sheila. And I love Sheila, but We know where she led, okay? And yeah, so that's neither here or there. But I'm glad she called it out. And like Jazz said, like even in the moment, Ashley still couldn't even acknowledge it and just own up to it. She can't, because when the moment, I think Candiace was like, she was like, you know, what she said? She said like at the same age, you should be more responsible. And Ashley was like, well, don't you worry. When my kids get 30, they're gonna have a house in their name and blah blah blah. I'm like, I doubt
probably in their name.
I doubt it.
Okay? Ashley don't have a house in her name. Ashley daughter is well into her 30s and still don't have a fucking house in her goddamn name. Ashley
even has that Bob.
Bob
is not even in her name.
Dusty, dirty, mildewy.
The girls are going in today.
I'm just saying because Ashley just
had and Sheila gonna be working that Bob next week. Sheila gonna have it on next.
But she can't afford it. You know, she's gonna have to recycle those Bobs because now she's broke. So.
She been broke. She was broke living in a dirty, mildewy man's penthouse that he bought in the 80s. She ain't never had a house in her name. And she's never going to. Her sons might give her one.
It's probably in their name already.
It's Ashley trying to scold somebody. So at some point, you have to be responsible. And Candiace told her, and you yourself are not responsible. And I was like, girl, hello. Like, you are the wrong person to be giving anybody a lesson about money, about having their own. You don't even have that now, still.
Never had it.
I would take my mom's in an LLC.
I don't even know what that means for her.
It's just like a business thing.
Yeah, that mortgage, $13,000. Ashley make more than $130,000 a season on that show. Ashley is going to be just fine paying.
She made way more than that.
Yeah, she's going to be just fine paying that mortgage too. She's stressing. She's going to be just fine paying that.
She honestly, she's been accustomed to Charlotte Roos and Forever 21 this entire marriage, so she will be fine.
Yeah, she's not everything. She probably look cheap.
Yeah, she do look cheap always.
She's lucky they tail fired and signed on because that bitch hit up until.
Don't trust a bitch who don't come in the box.
Did anybody have any other thoughts on this? Like, it was a lot in one segment, but I mean, essentially, this is all about Ashley not getting anything. I guess the new rules and boundaries of the relationship between her and Mike. It seems like there are none. Let's be clear. There are no boundaries. He can come as he please. He has a key, all these things. And he still gives her money, so she's gonna keep him around. She just revealed in the finale that she slick kind of want him back almost in so many words.
Yeah, but she need to be careful. Ashley, like Asia said, out of Bravo, Ashley, outside of this show, Ashley don't have nothing to fall on like the other girls in the cast do. The other girls have at least one thing going on. Ashley don't even have that. Like, she has nothing to fall back on. She gets kicked off the show tomorrow. She's not even marketable, like to go to another network or nothing. Like, what they gonna do with her? Nothing.
Maybe she'll start a wig line or something, a bob line.
No, because if she goes to another network, she'll
older lady.
Yeah, Ashley would get her ass whooped because she fucking around with them political bitches.
Put her on Zeus.
Not Zeus.
Not Dr. Cabaret.
Didn't even make it past auditions.
But one thing though, right quick before we move on, what happened to the old prenups that she had, where it was like 3 years I get blah blah blah, 5 years I get.
Right.
What?
They ran out.
Did she like
I
not?
don't know. I'm thinking the fans made it up because I'm at this point I'm like, well, damn.
No, she said. I remember her saying that when they went back and redone it.
The second
time frame on it. Time frame ran out again. So her stupid ass thought she was gonna get more when the prenup ended. What she should have done, or what she should have did, as Toya, she should have divorced him while they had their prenup, because she would at least got that.
What's weird about it is that when she went to the attorney, it didn't give me the vibe that she wasn't going to get anything. So it just gives me like it's all a lie. It's all lies. I don't believe her because if you have to constantly, what I feel about liars is you have to constantly remember the lie that you said in the beginning to keep up with the lie you said 2-3 times afterwards, after the fact. So I just think that she just was making this shit up and she just doesn't want us in her business. That's the best I can do when it comes to Ashley, because she's either slow with their fucking molasses or the dish is just being.
Ashley don't got no money.
Yeah, I've seen some of the comments First of all, but when y'all asked the question about what she gonna fall back on, J-Dub said TikTok dance instructor. Then he said kids bop singer. Listen, let us know in the comments what y'all think if the Housewives don't work out, what could Ashley go do? What could she do?
And Dr. Sihu was right. Gizelle ain't got nothing to fall back.
Yeah, I was gonna say it earlier. Gizelle ain't got nothing to fall on either. I mean,
What about the podcast? Do they not get money from that?
Well,
they are Charlamagne.
They about to lose that.
You know, when they get some raspy, husky voice.
Eminem said, "I need a new name."
Chase says she voluntarily signed a new one, pushing it back to 5 years for a bigger cut of his money, and I believe that's when he changed the language. Yeah, I don't think she would have made that comment earlier, like you said, Tonya, if that wasn't the case. But it looks like some things changed.
Okay.
And she won't be getting that for those two kids. Because even did y'all hear Robyn and Mia on the side? I think Mia said she should have had more kids or had and you know, hell, Mia may got some sense in it on that part. I don't know. Maybe that would have helped her. Right. She should have had one more. When she wore that damn leopard dress that Asia liked from last season. They should have made another damn baby. But who wants to see
But he didn't want her. Michael been wanting dick this whole time. It's evident. He like a little, like Andy, like a little, he might want to try a little something. That's what Michael did with her. Because that bitch didn't leave. She didn't even leave with her pussy intact. Like, she came with a tight vagina and didn't even leave with that.
Well, shit.
He ain't let her nothing.
Okay, so is there any other thoughts on Ashley? I think we didn't read Ashley down to the side of that wig and that oil she got on. Any other thoughts on this?
We good on Ashley.
Okay, so they go on commercial break, and in this moment, it's like I don't know if they knew the mic was on, but Ashley and Gizelle are talking, and she reveals that she stopped talking to Luke because he was stringing her along, like he really wasn't interested. So I'm just like, okay, why did she say that earlier? I don't know. It sounds like she trying to save face for I don't know, chat for this, but nonetheless, that's what she said in the thing. And then we come back to the couch and we talk about Mia and her health scare. Now, this was really all about Mia. It started with her health scare, and it was revealed that it was a rash in like the last or second to last episode. She didn't have cancer, but in this moment, they questioned whether or not do they think she was having these issues because of all the work that she got done. And when they did the flashback of last season, I'm like, damn, she did. She got fillers, everything, blah blah. But then again, Mia be lying. She probably didn't have all that shit, to be honest. Don't she do look like she do? But I don't know. So she feels like she understands Gizelle's pain, I guess, in relating to hysterectomy or whatever. And she says she feels like she understands what she's going through based off of how she felt in that moment. And then they talk about Wendy's hot mic moment. And so in which Wendy said that, she in her hot mic that she did believe that Mia was lying, but on the camera, she didn't say that. So Wendy owned up to it and said, yeah, I did say that or whatever. And I'm like, Mia, honestly, why can't you really check somebody for being a liar? Like, you are a liar, whether it's a hot mic or not, cold mic, you be lying straight up in the face. So it is what it is. Whatever you want to call it. And Mia basically throws shots at Wendy by saying, well, listen, maybe next time I'll get my opportunity husband to film me on the stretcher going to the hospital, blah, blah, blah. And Wendy says, well, maybe your next husband will do that. And I fell out. I was like, oh, these girls. Right.
That was a jab.
Mia tried it. She did in that moment by trying to, whatever. Because, I don't think Wendy was lying I didn't get that from that scene. I just felt like they wanted to get it on camera. Just no different than Mia threw her mom on camera all last season. Who didn't want to be there? So
with that ponytail.
With that ponytail.
When I was in the hospital, my husband took a video of me in the hospital one time. He said he did it because he sent it to my mama.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of people in the hospital bed with IVs and stuff like that. But in this moment, it's reality TV, so I didn't see it being an issue. You know what I'm saying?
I don't want to give Wendy too much credit for saying that she owned up to what she said. Like, she didn't have a choice. Mm-hmm. We can't give her too much credit for that. She didn't have a choice.
And I could have sworn that when she was on Watch What Happens Live, though, she tried to change her tune and say she wasn't talking about Mia when she said that.
That's that fake shit.
Yeah.
Wendy, you
feel
gotta
like she should just put down on it.
You gotta watch Wendy too.
I like Wendy. I don't think nothing about it because at the end of the day, it's just about, like she said from the beginning, how she approached her, how Gizelle approached her. They did call her liar in her face. And I feel like she was valid and said, I did not call you no liar in your face. I didn't disrespect you. But okay, she was calling a hot moment, hot mic, whatever. But I still don't think that it was as bad as approaching her. So is this what cancer looks like? Oh, I'm sorry. And then I mean they just like
said.
So I don't
Mia
know.
picks and chooses. But here's the thing. This scene right here, we're going to talk about in a second. It shows, like I've been saying since last year at the reunion, Mia does not really hang with these girls outside the show. She's probably the only person that does not have a relationship with anybody for real with any of these girls. And I don't know why she really aligns herself with Robyn and Gizelle, because they don't fool with her. And in this scene, before I get to that part, shout out to James Pott, the third, for this super chat and saying, Candiace shade to Ashley, aged so well. Congratulations, not for long. It did. It definitely aged. But you know what? Karma always come back to Ashley. I'm sorry. It does with her.
It never left her.
It never, because I felt like when Candiace came to the show, she was the karma for her. Because everything that she did, that was Ashley did to the other girls, Candiace started doing it to her. I felt like that was her karma, but that's just me. But speaking of back to Mia is in the moment of trying to explain the situation with her business. And we know that she lost money. She's basically broke. I forgot how much she said she made last year, $400,000 a year, something like that. What did she say last year?
She said she was making like $40,000 a month is what she was being paid. So yeah, that's about $400,000 a year.
Well, she ain't making it now. She moved out of her house, and she is living off her savings at this rate, because apparently what she says, whether it's 7 people on the board or 8 people on the board, we don't know. Whatever numbers, as Wendy said, maybe you got to carry the one. I don't really know. But she said that basically they were voted out, like they were outvoted, or G was, and she is a person on the board, but she doesn't have the final say or decision in this. And so as she's going about it, like the girls are like laughing and snickering, because I feel like what she's saying was the truth, honestly. Yeah. It's Mia. And I think it was good for her to have this moment, because she needs to be humble to really be like, girl, you really turn on your best friend for these girls, like she said, because they're not your friends, to be honest. Now, on the other end, what's her name? Gizelle basically said that she had embezzlement. And I feel like Robyn was like, embellish. Somebody say my hats? I'm like, no, girl. Nobody says your damn hats go. We said embezzlement. But how did y'all feel about that? Like seeing her basically say, like, bitch, this some Ozark type shit that y'all embezzling over there. But she wasn't mad. She just was like, no, you girls don't know about business. Yada, yada. I don't know. Antonio?
No, it just shows again that she picks and chooses what the fuck that who she wants to be mad at. Because who the fuck is Gizelle, thick thick ass like she is, to even suggesting something like that on somebody she calls a friend? Because if Robyn had the same issues going on, she would not be saying embezzlement or trying to insinuate such things. So fuck Gizelle, but you deserve it. I mean, that's just
not. I think, I give Mia a high five. She, try to be as open as possible. And honestly, I don't think that she lies about everything, but I think she's just lied about the stupidest shit. So now everything she says, they question it or they don't take her seriously. Like, because after watching it again, and even when we was talking in the group chat, I was like, okay, so it's a total of 8 people on the board. There's, I guess, 3 main chair people,
voting
whatever.
Members. I mean, 3 controlling members that make decisions, and then everybody else votes.
Yeah. Okay. And so,
but you gotta be a dumb bitch if you can't explain that correctly. Sorry.
I think she was trying though. I don't know. I kind of got that. I think
you can't be out here. Oh, y'all don't know business, bitch. Well, neither do you.
Well, in this moment, when I say trying, like even when Andy would ask her a question and she would answer, then he would cut her off. So it's just like she really couldn't get it out, because I was trying to really listen. But it is because she became the mother joke.
I thought she kind of explained it pretty well, because I was like, I was like, let me go back and watch it again.
No,
this was the second time I was kind of like, okay, I get what she's saying. I mean, maybe it's you know, maybe it's a bit foreign to me too, because I don't have a business, and I don't think anyone on, you know, those sofas has been involved in that type of business, you know, where it's chair people and things like that.
Yeah.
I don't understand kind of like how she turns a blind eye to Gizelle and that embezzlement comment, because I feel like had Wendy or Candiace said that, she would have went at them.
Yeah.
And karma came really, really fast for Mia. Karma usually takes a long time to happen, but with her it came pretty quick, because her first season she was on there and she was checking people like, how many businesses do you got? I make $400 and blah 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 $1,000 a year, and I do this and I do that, and me and my friends, we are rich. And now she's saying, child, we living off our savings and whatever money I bring in, basically saying Gordon ain't really bringing in no income at this time.
Girl.
But I also think with Mia, what she said, it was making sense, but it's not far-fetched that people would have this reaction to her talking. I mean,
absolutely.
Mia is such a horrible person. Mia could be telling you what 1 + 1 is, and she'll say 2, but the route that she took to get number 2 is still gonna leave you like. So
I just said in the comments, it's how she explains it.
Yes, I understood what she was saying, but when you're on that cast, you're used to her lies every day. We only get a couple of lies because they don't show everything, and then people was probably trying to go back and think of what she has said on Instagram to see if it matched up to what she's saying now. So I definitely think their reaction was extremely warranted to how she was speaking, even though she was making sense. She deserved that reaction.
She doesn't have any business.
Was she making sense?
She doesn't have business.
I got it, but I didn't get if she has the most shares. I didn't get why she wasn't one of the 4.
She doesn't have the most shares.
Because she even made it. She said they was something like 40%. She was like, no, we have more than 40%. I'm like, well,
more than 40%.
I don't know.
Under 50. Well, it's under 51.
Period.
Maybe she got 41.
And that's why it was brother against her.
42. I don't know. This is why you don't be a liar, because when you start lying, we always think you're lying. People don't think you're lying. And the only time Gizelle and Robyn doesn't think she's lying is when she's going against people they don't like, i.e. Wendy, i.e. Candiace. That's the only time that they feel like she's truth or an honest person. She's not. Her credibility is gone.
Crazy because Gizelle lies just as much as Wendy does.
Oh yeah.
No, she don't lie. She puts sauce on it. That's what.
And
she puts sauce on it. She don't lie.
That's a liar.
Pluck the lace on her wig.
Yes, and Wendy does not let go of a moment to make Mia look dumb. Let's be very clear.
Yeah,
anytime, especially in this moment, she was just like, but Wendy, let's be honest, girl, you didn't have a business plan last year. You didn't know how to write one. So I think y'all should all sit the business out. And I love Wendy, but I was like, I wish Mia would have been
she wasn't going around saying she made almost a half.
Well, that's true. But still,
that's why the karma came back so quick, because them board members saw that TV show and was like, who the fuck this bitch thinks she is? We gave her this marketing title because the bitch money.
Girl, they saw the way that she moved that damn pamphlet and said it's on the wrong spot. Bring her down. That's what they said.
No, when she paid $65,000 to renovate a damn rental property, which is still crazy to me why you got so many rental properties. I don't understand that, but okay.
It's bi-coastal.
Yeah, on the same coast. How about that?
On the same coast.
I'm weak.
That baby's slow as hell.
Come on,
and that is good.
Listen, I'd rather have Harry Hamlin sauce. You don't want the sauce that Gizelle got. I'll take yours too. But if it come out of Lisa's house, Lisa got rats.
Harry got them. They got rats. I don't want that sauce.
Allegedly, they got rats. But yeah.
I mean, but Gizelle's when she broke it down and had the embezzlement, maybe you do have the most shares, but the way you were spending it gives embezzlement, and they cut you off because of the spending of the account. That sounds more feasible to me about the situation.
That could have been it, Jasmine. Yeah.
That could have been it, but Miss Everhue don't need to question nobody's business dealings.
Every who?
Not every Hugh.
Well,
those stairs.
So Mia says that she wouldn't do anything different. Andy does commend her on being open, and relates it to, I guess, compares it to Gizelle, who is really not open, other than open to ruining other people's marriages and relationships. And Mia said she wouldn't do anything different than what she's done now. So I'm like, okay, girl, you better stand in your damn lies, your lying ass. But hey, so
I still don't understand the rent of all them properties, and you got 2 houses or 2 places that you rent in Charlotte. I mean, if you traveling there once a month, just get a fucking hotel. Like, I don't. Maybe she was Airbnb-ing them. I don't know.
No.
I mean, it would be okay if that was her rental property that she had and that she was getting revenue on as renting it to someone else. This bitch was renting other people's rental properties because she wants to be bi-coastal on the same coast. She's dumb as brick.
And living
off a box of molasses.
She's not smart. She might be the second least accomplished for all we fucking know.
No,
that's what I'm saying. Like Ashley might be built like a, but Mia is not smart. She is not accomplished. Besides laying on her bag and grabbing other bitches.
She just got a title where Ashley didn't even negotiate the title.
Yeah, and you
right.
know,
I mean, actually, she was Miss America. I mean, not Miss America, but you know.
Mia say that they living off savings, but bitch, y'all still renting 3 houses, 3 places? Like
no. She said they had to let those leases go.
They rented one house
she paid to break those leases.
Do y'all think if she would have been able to just let her get her sentence and paragraph out and without interruptions and laugh, do you think it would have made more sense?
No.
Yeah, I do.
I do too.
No, because
that's just
I do, but I think they still would have laughed and they still would have questioned her just
of
course.
It's her. Maybe maybe they'll give her a special on Hulu.
No, thank you.
It would have made sense, but she's leaving out the fact that she was stealing money too at the end of the day.
Yeah, well, I hope she don't like Jen Shah because she did defend Jen Shah.
Antonio.
She did. She said to Jen, she wished Jen Shah well, and they got on her ass, and she took that damn post down so fast. So maybe.
When they kind of brought that up, she was like, "Would I be open about it if I was stealing money?" And they was like, "Maybe you're trying to get in front of it." I was like, "Ooh, Mia, stop talking."
Giselle and Wendy teamed up there. Housewives 101.
I was like, "Yeah, Mia, stop talking, baby."
Right. Big Nick.
The bottom line with Mia is she a bird just like the rest of them hoes.
Oh, well, not the bird.
You know, Giselle too got to be careful. Giselle acted like she was an undercover detective on that stage, bringing out her search warrant and telling the whole world that she discovered Mia was stealing.
Well, she had her little gloves on, so she would get no damn fingerprints and stuff. So it looked like she was
baby. The way them rhinestones was popping off that dress, they would know it was her that did.
Oh Lord, Oregon, you are not giving Mia grace. We read Mia down.
Oh my God!
But in this moment, I feel as though she made a little sense to me, and I think they were cutting off. We couldn't really get the full story. That's all. I felt, that's just me. But hey, you feel how you feel. It's my square, okay? So moving to the next scene was Candiace and the Chris and Gizelle thing, and so in this moment we find out that Chris actually DM'd Gizelle after the finale. It was not filmed, but it was. It looks like she had a confessional about it, so they waited to air it now, and. So in the DM, he basically is just like, I hate how it looked, but he apologized if it made her feel a certain kind of way. From all of that, she got that he apologized and owned up to it, in which nobody on the stage thought that. Even Andy was like, that's not what he said. He just said, if big if, if Jizzy. And so, they go back and forth. Candiace says that, she quotes all the things Gizelle has said, saying like basically it wasn't necessarily about that. It's the fact that one, you waited to tell me in front of the camera you want to use for camera, which I mean it's a reality TV show. I get it, but Gizelle does it a lot. But she talks more about all the things that Gizelle added onto it, like all of the sauce she added, like the sneaky link and all the men want to talk to me, and I know Chris is no different. Realistically, and that's what I said during the season, it was the fact that Gizelle, the story changed so many times, then it just seemed to move around the more and more Ashley's friend came around. It was just crazy. It was just, so I understood what Candiace was saying. But Gizelle apologizes for those comments. This is where Ashley says that she don't lie, she puts sauce on it. I'm like, girl,
If you say shit that ain't true, you lying.
That's a lie. Ain't no such thing as sauce.
The angriest I've been at a Housewives comment in I don't know how long. That comment angered me so much.
Well, I mean, it really what should have angered you was like during the episode, during the season at the end when she basically said, "I be lying." Like she said
I
it
was
herself.
Ashley trying to justify it. That pissed me off so
They
bad.
have such a weird loyalty to each other.
It just shows the white woman in them.
Yeah.
Let me add sauce and get your ass shot. Like fuck out of here, bitch.
And that's all Ashley just being scared that Gizelle know all her tea for real.
Probably more than likely. She probably do. So Candiace declines the apology. She had taken a shove up her ass. Gizelle says, "How far up my ass?" or whatever she said to Ash.
No, she said, "Do you think it'll look good up there?" And Candiace said, "Stick it up there."
Stick it up there. And and then they talk about Chris saying that, what did he say? That she asked him to go to the room? What was it?
Yeah, Chris was saying that it was Gizelle's idea to have the talk.
Giselle said it wasn't the case.
But that's what Gizelle said the first time she told the story.
Yeah, it was all over the place. And then they talk about how the ladies at one point felt they took what Ashley said and basically made it a sexual assault thing by saying that there was some touching of a leg or a booty or something like that. So Ashley speaks on that. And Robyn, TKC's fave, says, "Can we all agree that no married man should be in a hotel with a single woman?" This is what Robyn says, knowing that her man had a single woman in Georgetown at a hotel that allegedly looked like Karen. But Robyn says this, and I just was like, "What the hell, this lady?" And I was just
Robyn didn't know that stuff was coming out yet.
I just said to myself, "Damn, girl, like what, like this."
But that's why Robyn's fucking beef sucker should have been dick.
She should have been quiet.
She just sat there and drank her champagne.
Double homicide. That's all I thought about.
Yeah,
with her stiff hair.
Yeah, no, I feel. But Andy says he didn't think that he felt like Chris and Gizelle talking alone is not an issue. And so I want to ask y'all, how do y'all feel about that? Your spouse and your friend talking alone in a room.
I wouldn't care, honestly, but I also, here's the thing, if Gizelle doesn't want to be in a room, her room with a married man, I totally get that. It was the way she went about concocting it and adding the sauce that became the issue. She just made something out of nothing that was very innocent, in my opinion.
Yeah. How long did it take her to figure out that no one was in the room when they walked in? Did she think the people was like in the closet? Did she think the people was under the bed? Why not? When she walked in and she saw these people were no longer in there, like, "Hey, we can talk outside in the hallway" or something like that. Right. I don't get it. But to answer your question, I don't think if I had a spouse, I can't see me having an issue with my friend and my spouse talking alone. But
it just Chris and Gizelle's friendship, I thought was pretty solid. I thought it was gonna be okay. Like Andy said, I feel like they had a good friendship. You know what I'm saying? So that's where. So speaking to that, I didn't see an issue with it. I will say this, me personally, this is just me. I try not to put myself in weird situations. Yeah. So I never want to, look like something is more than what it is. So I probably would have not done that. That's just me. If it was my friend and they partner, I'm gonna make sure that you can see us. And I'm not saying I don't trust with them. You just never know. I don't want to be in a situation. I don't want to put in that place. So that's how I move. But I don't see an issue with it. It's just gotta.
Yeah, I agree with that, Cortez. What you think, Asia? Because I know you married, so.
Right, you are married.
I was waiting on you.
I feel this is what I gotta say about Chris. I feel like how Chris was moving with Candiace, I really didn't like these past few seasons. Because it seemed like he was teaming up against her a little bit, Candiace often. And so him going into the room with Gizelle, I personally, in that situation, because it's Chris, I wouldn't have done that. But this is the first season he was actually thinking with his brain, in my opinion, because kind of how he was against Candiace, he was always, you're not gonna be homies with my enemies, period, poo. So I think he was going along the lines of that. So I feel like he should have never done that. But if it was my man, like, bitch, play with me if you want. Y'all can be in a room together because you know I don't play. I don't. So that speaks to my confidence, and I also think that speaks to Candiace's confidence about her man. But do I think Chris was not smart for going in there? Absolutely. I think he was dumb. I think he was dumb to talk to Gizelle by himself in the first place.
Yeah. And that moment when that happened, Asia, she probably said, "Aha, I got it ready for next season."
Got him.
Yep.
Got him.
He's been naive this whole entire time. And he be arguing. I wish my husband will argue with me in front of people. Who you calling me now? My bad. Hold
on. Not you said, babe, call me at the 45-minute mark. Girl, bye. You know you married. We got it.
My man.
I am pissed that he apologized, though. He should have given her nothing ever.
Well, I think at that moment, though, he didn't know everything.
Right, I was gonna say.
He was just like,
he didn't know what she had said. He didn't know like all those individual scenes that happened.
The man ain't do nothing to her. I wouldn't.
That's that look, but Danny, that's that pandering shit.
Yes, it's annoying.
It's annoying. Chris do it and Wendy do it. Period.
Listen, some of the things that I was glad that happened during that season, though, was, not during the season, during that segment, was Candiace bringing up Gizelle saying the stuff about the sneaky link and, you know, that all the married men want her. They've been trying her and they've been wanting her, and she was trying to see if Chris is with it. I was glad that she brought up the fact that Gizelle made mention when she was talking to Robyn, like he was talking about Candiace, or I don't really even know what he was talking about. And Candiace told her, you didn't even know what the hell y'all conversation was about.
Right.
So Candiace handled that well. I've never seen Gizelle kind of be held to the fire like that. I mean, she's had moments at the reunion where people have shut her down and shut her up, but I don't recall any reunions where they have, well, outside of maybe season 5, where they, you know, have really just kind of went at her with facts and set her down, and there was playbacks to show, you know, that she had been lying. So I appreciated that entire scene. And the what Candiace stated about her, the dwindling lady part. Was it lowbrow? Yes. Was it crash? Yes. Will I allow it? Absolutely, because she deserved it. She earned that discipline, and she got it.
Yes. I don't have a uterus. I'm not going to be upset at any woman saying they don't like it. But you can't sit there and kick my husband down, call him all types of things, and then I have to watch what I say to you. I'm sorry. It's just not going to happen. Not today.
And Candiace didn't cry or nothing like that. So I was like,
I'm so proud of her. Like,
yeah, me too.
She has not cried much.
I will say that I agree with Asia when it comes to the pandering, because if I remember correctly, Chris was mad about the whole Nicki Minaj making her sing type of thing during the reunion, and then Gizelle was like, "You're mad about that?" So I can only imagine that the conversation was Chris trying to, you know, say what the hell was going on. This is why I was mad. This is why I was upset. I didn't think it was legit. I didn't think it was genuine. Whatever the case may be, I feel like Gizelle, what I think Candiace's issue is with Gizelle is not only is the fact that she waited until the cameras were rolling to get this shit off her chest, but honestly, the fact that, again, that Chris has been nothing but respectful to her since he's been on the show, it all just makes Gizelle just seem like, okay, so have you been uncomfortable the whole time? Did you think that him asking, even if my husband did ask to speak with you privately, why is that the first place you go? Like, with him, you know what I'm saying? Has he ever made you feel that way? Has he ever approached you that way? I mean, it's just like Gizelle just didn't have a genuine bone in her body when it came to that. And the fact that she said she only brought it up because Ashley's friend said something about grabbing this, that, and the third. It was just like, baby, that if you felt that uncomfortable, then you should have brought it up on the bus when you brought it up to Robyn when she said you brought it up. And that's just where it is. I can't respect Gizelle, and I hate to be a woman that's just like, oh, me too, and all that bullshit. But at the same time, I'm not gonna. I hold everybody accountable, men and women. So if you're gonna say that this is what happened, and that's how you feel, you're gonna have to describe that better than the fact that somebody's husband that you've known for this long and treated you so respectful is a sneaky move. So,
period.
I agree.
Cheers to that.
Well, we already kind of talked about everything at the end, but they did kind of get into Gizelle about her coming for other marriages and husbands thing. And Wendy said, and you do. But she says, listen, she said she ain't the only one that does it on this cast. She said that the girls have come for Juan, the girls have come for Michael Darvin. Like, that's not the same thing. I mean, I get what you're trying to say.
What they can come for, so.
But I mean, yeah, it's.
But they've actually, Juan has actually cheated on his wife.
And Michael definitely grabbed that producer's ass.
Yeah, and
so,
he fucked Juan, allegedly.
Oh, allegedly.
Well, I'm just thinking that Gizelle is too big in the throat, in the ankles, in age, in all parts of her body, her uterus. I love it. It's too big and swollen for her to be acting and thinking that, oh, okay, I did it because you did it. Let me point the fingers back at it. Bitch, hold your own accountability. This bitch is almost 60 years old. Hold your own accountability. And that's why I'm so glad that Candiace was like, no, we're not talking about that. I don't give a fuck if I done said Michael likes to suck on her dick. I don't care. At the end of the day, hold on to what you do, because Monique, even though I don't really like Monique, that shit didn't just come out of the air. That shit was just not smoke in the fucking, in the air, whatever. So I mean, no, she has done it. Hold it, Nick.
Well, she gives her Candiace gives Gizelle the infamous line of "You're not smart." If you know Housewives, go to TV era. That's what Miss Nene told Phaedra back then. And that when she told her, she was basically telling her, like, you had all this time, like Antonio and Danny said, to tell me this, And you know what? I think, to be honest, do you think this could have still been a storyline if she had told her ahead of time? Or at least mentioned something about it? No?
I think that it would have been, the plot still would have happened no matter if Gizelle started it or not, or Gizelle brought it up or not, because Ashley was gonna make that lie up no matter what, and Mia was too.
I'm weak. I forgot she said that all lives matter comment about when Gizelle.
We're not gonna do that.
All the hugs. You're like, we're not gonna do that.
Right. The uterus comment was nasty, but so is everything. The uterus comment is nasty, just like Antonio said. It was lowbrow, and we're gonna settle out because so was saying that her husband was that was nasty. That was nasty.
Yeah, my husband was an old ass.
Another woman unwarrantedly was nasty. The colorism of the show is nasty. So
yeah, I'm just gonna say she sealed it. And as far as one more time for the uterus come in, I mean it's tacky speaking to her situation, but it's just like.
So is this what cancer looks like?
I mean, come on. I mean, it's a lot of disgusting things that are said. I felt like that was when we talked about that, when she said, "Is this what cancer looks like?" I thought that was very disgusting as somebody who has cancer in the family. Like, that's ill. So, girl, listen, if y'all want to sit here and dwell on the uterus comment, there have been a lot of things that have been said on this show specifically that is very disgusting and nasty, like Jasmine has said.
And she did accuse that man of sexual assault. And I didn't think about it at that time when she got on that bus and was like, yeah, he felt the girl booty. That really could have impacted negatively.
It did.
It did.
Well, yeah, he's going to talk about that. So, yeah.
We cannot pick and choose when we want to say something is worse than the other. All this shit be bad.
No, here's the thing.
It be bad. All of it bad.
That, Gizelle lied about Candiace didn't lie about that uterus.
Yeah.
And all Candiace was saying is your uterus was waiting to be put on the show and you didn't do it.
That was your storyline.
Yeah. I
do feel like she could have. I mean, not that I really wanted to watch that journey, but there are others that would have wanted to watch it. Mm-hmm. That could probably relate. I mean, we saw Cynthia go through it for a season or two. That was the first time.
that watch.
Yeah.
At 50 years old. I think we're not laughing at a 20-year-old woman that's sitting there saying that she has fibroids and she can't get pregnant. We're not laughing at no 25, 30-year-old woman. We're not laughing at these women, but in the grand scheme of it, if you're 60 and you're talking about, oh, I'm getting hot flashes, it's going to be a joke that you're going through menopause. It's going to be ha, 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 bitch, you're hot. You're going through menopause.
Dr. Heavenly on Married to Medicine about it. So
the older that raised me told me was when you get in the argument with somebody, that's cut deep. So they remember you.
Yeah.
And you're gonna remember what you're gonna get.
And let's be clear, if you know Candiace, it's been the same person. She's been doing this shit since season 3. Let's be clear. Whether you're a new fan or not, she's been doing the same type of her verbiage has always been cut, regardless if you like the person or not. So move on, okay? Baby, go on.
Move around.
Gizelle just accused the girl of embezzling money, and we talking about her eggs is dried up. Now we got to be tiptoeing around her little eggs. Now you dry, it's okay. It's dried up.
Yeah.
It's all right. We got it.
Okay. Well, TKC, what's your uterus do, child? You so TKC is so stuck on Gizelle's uterus. All because he is a fan of Robyn. He is so stuck on Gizelle. Please.
That's what Jamal's calls are still doing their job.
Jesus Christ.
They still marching for the Lord.
It did its job. Yeah, it did, and it got put away. So what's the problem? Why are you so offended?
We should all love who we want to love, but dang. Sometimes some people in the chat specifically just be so just go away with the weed, go away.
And he just sit there and said I was about to go off, but I took a sip of wine instead. Because he said that Candiace is having fertility issues. No, she's not. She's in her prime. And she decided to freeze her embryos.
Exactly.
You thought you ate that,
No. I have been seeing that come in online. And I just been looking to come in like y'all clearly don't understand the process that she's doing. It's
not that something that rich people do. So when they do get ready to have those embryos implanted,
go ahead
and get
That's why this 34-year-old still has had kids.
Right.
I'm saving my.
I am about to be 35.
It's gonna be. When I'm 40.
I ain't worried about nobody's uterus but my own, so I don't care at this rate.
I know that's right.
I don't give a.
If I want to worry about your uterus, I'm gonna say that yours is dried up. What you gonna do about it? If I want to worry about your uterus, what you gonna do about it?
Hey, what they gonna do? Get up and fight?
Let's not forget. Phaedra said that Cynthia was sitting on Captain Crunch a long time ago, and it was in the same reference of the fibroids. So, like. I'm just saying. But with that being said, we have actually reached the end of our recap. So I sent the link in the chat for a few callers to call in and talk about the show.
Oh man,
it's been a really good show, I will say. And this is the first time we've had 5 of us on the screen, and I think we did good timing, like good dialogue. But overall, the part 1 was interesting, a lot of talking points, but. I do want to see where it goes. I think I'm more interested to see the Wendy versus Mia talk. Jacqueline comes in next week and she got receipts, but Mia got receipts. All I see is text messages, and I'm already turned off because I just don't like seeing text messages. I think it's so stupid. But neither here nor there. Let me go ahead and get in some of our callers because we got 3 in the queue, and our first caller is going to be somebody with a uterus. It's Kyra.
I'm so happy I caught you all. I've been so bad about doing my lives after the New Year's vacation. Yay!
Welcome. How you doing?
I'm well. This reunion was for a part 1 was engaging. For part 1. You guys were talking tonight. I was really feeling it. I will never understand the caucasity, because that's what it is, caucasity. A football head, Stewie Darby, to sit up on that stage at her first season that Candiace was on, call her a house daughter. Before there was a bed wench and a concubine, Candiace was a house daughter. Let's remember that. The second season, on her second reunion, that's when Ashley sat there with her bulbous forehead, as Candiace says, and said, "You are the least accomplished here." Meanwhile, that girl has 3 different suites down here in Georgia that does everything from esthetician work, cool sculpting, locks, hair, tattooing. And opening up 3 more suites right now. for her to sit there and for people, because I do need the audience who now likes Candiace and also are now upset with this whole dwindling group. I really need y'all to check to see the colorism for the fact that you allowed that woman to be on that show and say all that mess about that other Black woman who's actually doing more with her life than Ashley will ever do. And also, the fact that she wants to pretend like it was about Candiace taking care of herself. Meanwhile, every time she got into a fight with someone, her first go-to was, I am married to a millionaire. My husband's a millionaire. My husband owns the company. What do you own, ho? You couldn't even squander that man's money to start your own business.
Bars.
The only time he let you do anything was that restaurant. He walked up in there and told everyone, she is not in charge, and closed it down on you. And you said, I am done with this marriage if you do it. And what did he do? Kick your behind on afterwards, and you came right back on.
Didn't nobody want no damn kangaroo anyway. My bad.
Thank you. But also, that's her homage to her daddy issues, because the fact that she wanted to open up a restaurant and then open up an Australian one selling kangaroo meat in DC absolutely made no sense. That was homage to Michael and them daddy issues. That was all that was. Like, and so for her also to be like, I can see you're still hurt by this. No, Heffa, we're talking about how karma is eating your behind up. And how you are sitting on this stage saying that you can't afford, yes, it's more than $2 million. How you can't afford this $2 million, which isn't all things, so I can see it being that much. But the fact that you are stupid enough to get a home that you cannot comfortably afford on your own with a man who has kicked you out of a condo and told you this is my house, who has sent you to a sweat box with plastic storage containers and no hangers, who took back that little Porsche he was leasing for you, who told you your mama can't get any money from me anymore, which that's his own prerogative, but that's what he did. So for you to feel comfortable having a home that you say on this couch, which I think she's lying about the divorce, but if these are the things she's telling us, I'm going off of those. For you to sit there and try to twitch your head and be cute about it being so much money, but you can't afford it on your own, and you have 2 children, I could not. And this lets me know that it was never about getting a bag. It partially was, but it's all about daddy issues, because she wants to stay in that Darby's orbit because she loves being Mrs. Michael Darby, but she could not handle the embarrassment anymore about what that man was doing every season, which Gizelle is why we were talking about Gollum in the first place, because every season he was doing something when the cameras were on. Not some little blog, not when the cameras were on, that fool was getting caught doing ish. That's what that was. This was not some off-camera weird blog from All About the Whatever that no one really pays attention to, and we're going to bring on here and act like that's why Wendy has her body done. We're going to act like Chris, the friend who you're always in his face, talking about cook me this, feed me this. Hi, Chris, rubbing up on his shoulder when he asked to have a conversation with you because you both are grown people, and I didn't know that we were back in this age where people can't talk. And this whole bedroom, you were at work. Your hotel room was your dressing room. You were not sleeping there overnight. And for you now to come back on the show saying, well, because Ashley's friend, who you don't even know, said this mess, you have to speak up now. And Ashley's not in games, because Ashley was on Watch What Happens Live how many years ago talking about how Chris sometimes reaches out to her in the DM to check on her and to build the bridge between her and Candiace. Now all of a sudden now he's DMing you, and it's weird. Mind you, the DM was supposedly about Robyn and Ashley, which also lets me know that Robyn was playing the good cop, because if you were there with her, hanging out with her, wherever y'all were at, why did you not say when you were with Ashley, we were hanging out together. We just left Karen's party. Remember, he told us we should go there. So Robyn is nobody's friend. And Candiace needs to wake up to that. She ain't nobody's friend. She's the good cop, and she can never stop playing herself by standing up for her Batman, because the way she opened up her mouth to say this whole hotel speech, just for 2 weeks later to come out and say your husband that you just barely crawled out of poverty is paying for some random hotel room makes absolutely no sense. I'm sorry, I know thoughts. I was just
okay. Well,
that's
listen,
brought out a poverty child.
You said bars.
You have read Ashley and Gizelle. No.
Well, I think it's time for us to lean on now. Oh, sorry. I said, I thought it was time for us to lean on out.
No, we got 2 more calls.
I don't know if one of them ain't TKC, because I'm a log off.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, God. Thank you.
Bye,
I just don't get it. He said a couple of comments in the beginning, TKC, that
Lord,
everybody lie on the show, so why everybody gets so worked up, and he in the comments worked up.
Okay, our next caller is going to be Demisio. Hey, Demisio.
Hey, Demisio.
Hey, guys.
Hey. What's going on? How are you?
Kyra knocked it out of the park, honey. Is there anything left to
Right. It's
say?
like
She
nothing else needs to
did.
be said, right?
Home run.
Right.
I'm like you, Jasmine. Do I need to lean on out, baby?
Do you?
Right. Right.
Do you, baby?
I asked you.
I'm dead.
What
But
you got
no,
for us though? What you got for us?
Ashley, no, she is one of the few of them that pissed me off that whole first half because you married a 80-year-old ass man, sexual predator tendencies and all, and no alimony, nothing to show for it, and yet she's stating everybody goddamn business. I just be trying to understand. You got fucked out of this whole entire marriage, and yet you still over there trying to worry about the next motherfucker. Worried about what Candiace and Chris got going on and whether or not he touching on this person or doing this. When you need to be worried about trying to get something other than your house paid for and child support. When you have to deal with all of that in that marriage with that man, threesomes, grabbing folks' asses, all of that, you got a whole lot more to be worried about than what Candiace got going on. And Deborah, I just don't be understanding. Sitting up there looking a mess with that Bob sitting up high on one side and low on the other one. But yes, she in everybody business.
Somebody said she look like Chucky. She do remind me of Chucky a little bit.
But I don't know.
It's that reddish color on it, reddish brown or whatever.
It's the color and whatever bronze or whatever she got on is conflicting.
It looked like she had a bunch of grease on. I wanted to go wipe off.
But you know,
writing it down, child.
I think
you know what?
I think Kyra said it all. And there was nothing left to say.
Literally.
God.
And everybody's opinions seem to differ, but it's a clear pattern on who goes after people's husbands every damn year. It's like it's a coincidence. And then I was glad that Candiace, like somebody said in the comments, said this is not an all lives matter thing. We're talking about you. I hate when housewives do that. They try to point out what this person did, what that person did. No, we're talking about you right now. And right now, you're the damn corporate, and Gizelle is the damn corporate. She know damn well she tried to paint that man out to be some creepy ass, creep trying to do something to her old ass. Like, you did do that. And now you're trying to backtrack. Like, no, if you were this concerned, like Candiace said, you wouldn't have waited to the damn cameras. Like, if this was a real situation and she was really that concerned, you're not finna wait no year later to say something about that if you really felt that uncomfortable about something like that. Like, this is serious. This is not nothing to be playing about. Women go through this for real on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Than to be trying to make a storyline out of this for a show because you have nothing else going on in your pathetic, sad, miserable life. And that's nobody's fault but yours.
Well, shit.
Your kids don't even like you.
On her bedazzling of her dress.
And that looked horrible. And I just want to say this, then I'm done. As far as they Candiace said about her uterus, child, everybody went up for Phaedra when she said what she said about Kenya, so I don't want to hear nothing.
I did.
Yeah, well, most people did. If you didn't like Kenya, you probably definitely went up for it. But I've been a Phaedra fan regardless. So I said, yeah.
Me too.
Yeah, I was different.
All right, Demetri, I got one more call. I gotta let you go, okay?
All right, bye, you guys. Have a good
Bye,
night.
Demetri.
Bye, Asia.
Have a good night. See you later.
Okay, so our last caller for tonight is going to be another familiar face. What's going on, Delon? How are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Good. What you got for us tonight?
So first, I just wanted to get an oatmeal cream pie face, Miss Mia.
Oh.
First of all, let's be very clear. Okay, let's be very clear. The reason why Wendy didn't bring that shit to your face was because she was trying to spare you, and she wasn't trying to use you as a storyline like Robyn and Gizelle. Let's be very clear. It wasn't fake. When she said that, when she did that hot mic moment, that was with a producer off camera. They spliced that shit the fuck in. But bitch, I'm not using you for no damn storyline. The fuck? So I'm not gonna bring it to you. What do I need to bring that to you for?
I hear that because I guess why would she want to align herself with the other two girls, Gizelle and Robyn at that time? So it makes sense. I didn't think about it that way.
Exactly. And then with Candiace, I feel like I wish Candiace would have gave Gizelle a little bit more. I hope she do give her more on the next part, because I really want her to just flat out just cuss Gizelle, just say everything everybody been saying, because Gizelle has been given a lot, and like it's time for her to be taken down, like for real. Like if she don't take her down this time, because at this point we don't need to do with Gizelle no more. We really don't. She should have gave her everything. Gizelle was talking about, oh, Chris, this, Chris. Like, girl, no, I would have gave her every bit of Nene Leaks. Girl, I'm not trying to go back 3 weeks. I'm talking about everything. Okay, we talking about the whole track record. Like this is a pattern. You have done this every season. Every season you come in, you attack somebody fucking family. She should have gave her everything. That's what I would have did. I hope she do it next then on the next part. I really do.
But we also, Gizelle and Candiace are on the vacation.
I was going to say that their beef allegedly carries over into that show too. So,
but for some reason, I feel like she bit her tongue on that show though. We didn't see no clips like in the trailer. They didn't see it. We didn't see nothing between them two. I feel like she kind of bit her tongue with
the
that.
trailer for I don't know.
I feel like she kind of saved it for the reunion. I don't think she's gonna give Gizelle too much. I don't think she's gonna give Gizelle too much. And Ashley, we could do without her too. Like this whole, I'm hearing these rumors about a cash shakeup. Like we could really do it a shakeup because Ashley has zero storyline. Sitting up there with that hair hat and them broad shoulders. You had zero storyline. You last season you were talking about, oh, Michael was about to start making some movies. I really wanted to see these movies that he was going to be making.
They probably some of them movies along with they show on Tuesday.
That was probably the reason for the fucking divorce.
I was so looking forward to these porn motherfuckers. Movies this man was trying to make. She had no storyline. She came over here just straight up lying. Like we can really do without Gizelle, Robyn, Ashley. Like just clean the whole shit. Honestly, at this point,
I have a question though. If you could keep one, who would you keep out of those three?
Out of Gizelle, Robyn, and Ashley?
Yeah. Keep one, lose two.
I think I would keep Ashley.
Okay.
Just because I feel like if you get rid of Gizelle, you got to get rid of Robyn. Because Robyn, and what's she gonna do without Giselle? And if you get rid of Robyn, you got to get rid of Gizelle. Because what is Gizelle gonna do without Robyn?
You don't stop being polite and be real, like the real world.
That's the real world.
Ashley. I'd rather keep Robyn. I'm sick of Ashley so much. Ooh.
I'm sick of her too. Big Show's got to go. I would keep Gizelle.
I mean, the only reason I want to keep Gizelle around is that she's gonna just continue to get red. Because I mean, we all find it entertaining, of course.
Yeah, but I want her to react. That'll be more entertaining.
She's not gonna react because Giselle's not a reader. She's not gonna react to. She's just gonna sit there and just take it. That's her whole thing. Like she wants people to read her. She's just gonna sit there. She's not that type of person that's gonna come back at you. She just doesn't have it in her.
Okay. You got anything else for us to really now?
Nope.
Okay. Thank you for calling. Okay. Thank you for those good reads, those broad shoulders. All right, y'all. We've come to the end of our show. It's been a really great show. Thank you to all of our callers, Delon, Demisio, and Kai, for coming in and giving us those extra spicy reads. But we'll be back next Monday for the Real Housewives Reunion Part 2. And make sure y'all like this video, subscribe to the channel, as I always say. Jersey is Wednesday. We did our recap for Miami over the weekend. It was a special setup for that. So go watch. It was actually fun.
It was cute.
Shout out to Chase his Hennessy. But yeah, like the video, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next Monday. Thank y'all for watching, and let us know in the comments again, what do y'all think Ashley can fall back on? What could she do if this don't work out? Because
another dick.
Clearly she says she broke, she ain't got no money, so we gotta help this lady find something to do.
Another old man.
I don't know.
She needs to go get a dance.
She better start
college. I know DC got one.
On Instagram.
You know what?
And shout out to TKC, because TKC was in this comments fighting for his life all episode, and I appreciate it.
He was windmilling, baby.
He was windmilling, and you know what? He always windmilling because he deserved discipline, because he just be talking crazy. We really do. So,
he has like a pain, like
he don't backtrack. He don't
back down.
Story the same.
He like to just be loud and wrong like Alexia.
Everybody says three nice things about TKC.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Like and subscribe. And we'll see you guys next week. Okay. Thank y'all and good night.
Good night.
Good night.